Hey guys, it's Zack Attack here, and today we're going to be reacting to another video by that vegan teacher. So if you guys can't already tell, I'm actually outside right now. I actually finally decided to touch some grass. So basically, that vegan teacher made a video saying like the Pope is in hell or whatever. So if you guys don't know, the Pope recently died. And basically that vegan teacher's using it for views. So anyway, let's get right into this.
Somebody who isn't vegan consumes approximately 100 animals per year.
Cool, I don't care. I highly doubt that's even true anyway. There's no way we eat 100 animals, bro. Wouldn't it be more? I don't know if it would be more or less. She's already making me do math, bro. What the fuck?
The Pope died when he was 88. How many deaths is he responsible for? Now that he's dead, is the world a better place? The Pope was a disgrace to Jesus, God, all true Christians, and any other religious or non-religious people in the world.
Why do you do this? Why do you, every time someone dies, you just use their death for views to push your whole vegan bullshit propaganda? You did it with the Queen, and now you're doing it with the Pope. Like, why do you do this?
He's in hell right now because he promoted the use of animal-based foods.
Actually, in the Bible, it actually says it's okay to not be vegan. So, how do you go to hell if the Bible literally says it's okay to eat meat? Then, like...
During many official meals and religious feasts, animal products were savagely consumed or promoted by this disgraceful Pope. The Catholic Church has a long-standing tradition of using meat, dairy, and eggs in its ceremonies and celebrations, none of which Pope Francis challenged. The Pope should have told everybody to stop eating eggs because baby chicks are ground up alive at just 1 day old. He should have made them watch the documentary Dominion.
Imagine. Oh, fuck Dominion. Nobody gives a shit.
The Pope was a terrible example of manhood. Good men protect animals. They don't pay people to rape, kidnap, torture, enslave, and commodify them for a 5-minute meal. The Pope is in hell right now because he blessed the use of animals for food or to be treated as slaves. He should have spoken out against places like SeaWorld and circuses and zoos. He should have spoken out against bullfighting and the rodeo.
Because it's not his job. If you want to speak out against those things, then go ahead. But it's not his job to do that.
But he remained silent while billions of animals suffered needlessly under his watch. The Pope has blessed farm animals like chickens, cows, and sheep, not as individuals deserving liberation, but often in the context of agriculture or food production. Animals are not objects to be bought and sold. They are individuals. They are sentient beings who have a right to live and not to die begging for their lives. The students and staff here at That Vegan Teachers School are not woke. However, we acknowledge that the Pope, having been consistently a man over these years, is no longer okay. The next Pope should be a vegan woman.
Okay, so you're woke then. Now, I don't really know how the whole thing works, but I'm pretty sure it has to be a man for whatever reason. I sure as hell hope they're not vegan for sure.
The Pope is a cowardly man who refused to do the right thing, despite having a lot of power to do so. He could have easily encouraged the entire world to strive towards being as vegan as possible and led by example. But this is not what he did. Instead, he endorsed animal sacrifice symbolism. Catholic rituals, even under his leadership, often included symbolism tied to animal sacrifice, example, the Lamb of God, without any explicit critique of animal exploitation. This was shameful, completely disgraceful on his part. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has clearly stated that being vegan is healthful for all stages of development, including brand new babies, teenagers, adults, older people, pregnant women, and nursing women.
Oh, by the way, they're not saying that anymore. Yeah, they kind of took that back. The whole thing with like the nutrition dietetic thing or whatever. Yeah, they literally took that back. They're not saying that anymore.
It is also extremely inexpensive and would help to end so much poverty in this world.
Actually, it's more expensive. You know, like the Impossible or what's the other one? The Beyond. You know they're more expensive than like the real thing, right? Now, of course, yeah, like just regular things like vegetables and fruits are pretty cheap. But still, I feel like overall, especially with like all the supplements and stuff, I feel like veganism is definitely more expensive.
So many people, animals, and the planet overall would benefit. So why did he fail to do it? Because he's a coward. The Pope should have been braver, but instead he is in hell right now because he refused to use the power that he had for good in this world. He failed to advocate for veganism, for the innocent victims desperately suffering in an animal holocaust right now.
Can you guys actually stop with the whole Holocaust thing? You guys are still doing that shit? I mean, come on, man.
When it would have been a win for everyone. The animals, the planet, and all of humanity. Despite his strong ecological encyclical Laudato Si, which criticized the human abuse of nature.
I like how she's just using a bunch of Latin phrases from the Bible to make it seem like she knows what she's talking about.
The Pope never publicly endorsed veganism or called for reducing meat consumption on ethical grounds. His focus was more on sustainability and stewardship, often avoiding the moral discussion around animal rights, which was an imperative discussion to have. Not only did the Pope fail to address all of the sexual abuse that goes on within the Catholic Church.
I swear to God, if she says something about cows being milked is the same as sexual assault, I'm gonna crash out.
He also never spoke out against what's happening to females right now. Female cows are forcibly tied up.
Yep, there it is.
And impregnated against their will, without consent. Their babies are stolen from them and murdered. Because if they are boys, they are considered to be useless because they will never grow up to be able to produce milk. The dairy industry is a cycle of misery, and the Pope should have spoken out against it and told people to drink plant-based milks from now on. But that's not what he did. The Pope is in hell right now because he was cruel to cows. He wore leather shoes, and other leather things, which was unacceptable. The Pope wearing leather is wrong because it directly supports the cruel exploitation of cows and other animals in the leather industry. Leather is not just a byproduct of the meat industry as many believe. It is a co-product, meaning animals are specifically raised and killed, not just for their flesh, but also for their skin. Cows endure immense suffering in factory farms and slaughterhouses where they're confined, mutilated, and ultimately killed for products like leather. Moreover, wearing leather sends the message that it is acceptable to use animals as commodities, which contradicts the values of compassion.
I heard that vegan leather is actually worse, like for the environment, and it probably is for animals too. I mean, maybe not cows, but like other animals.
And stewardship that spiritual leaders, including the Pope, should embody. By choosing plant-based or synthetic alternatives, the Pope could have set a powerful example of mercy and kindness, aligning his actions with the principles of caring for God's creation. Supporting ethical and cruelty-free choices is not just a personal decision, it's a moral one that resonates with the broader call to protect all beings from harm. The Pope was offered $1 million to stop abusing animals. He refused it.
W Pope.
Meanwhile, young children everywhere are choosing veganism out of the goodness of their heart.
Who? I've never seen a young child that's vegan. I mean, all your moderators are just a bunch of grown-ass, unemployed, fucking 50-year-old men.
He's in hell right now because he was offered $1 million to become vegan and he refused it. It was deeply disappointing that Pope Francis declined the $1 million vegan campaign's offer to go vegan for Lent in exchange for a $1 million donation to a charity of his choice. This decision was problematic for several reasons. Number one, he missed an opportunity to align his actions with his teachings. Number two, he neglected the suffering of the animals. Number three, he undermined the efforts to combat world hunger. Because animal agriculture is an inefficient system that consumes vast resources, contributing to global hunger. For instance, feeding crops to animals instead of directly to humans is wasteful and exacerbates food scarcity.
Actually, you know that's bullshit, right? So you know that, I think it's like 86% of, all crops that they feed to animals are unedible for humans. So it's actually not inefficient or wasteful, because most of the crops they literally feed to the animals are unedible for humans. So like, what the hell are we supposed to, are we supposed to eat those crops? Like, bro, what the fuck are you saying, bro? You're just spewing bullshit. Anyway, I think I'm actually gonna end it here. I've had just about enough of this woman. So if you remember to leave a like and subscribe for more content, then that would be nice.